Avancer vers un temps de passé qui est l'imparfait. C'est un autre temps de passé. It's another past tense. Imparfait. Est-ce que tu te souviens quand j'expliquais du verbe passé composé? Je parlais un peu du verbe imparfait. Est-ce que tu te souviens? Do you remember? Souvenir.
Your voice is low.
Une minute. Souvenir. Okay. Est-ce que tu te souviens un peu de temps imparfait? J'ai donné une petite introduction dans le dernier semestre. J'ai donné une petite introduction dans le dernier semestre. Est-ce que tu te souviens? Non? Quelle est la différence entre passé composé et imparfait?
Passé composé, we did.
Ok, je t'explique. Pas de souci. Je t'explique. Ne t'inquiète pas. Passé composé, c'est un verbe qui est utilisé pour les événements de passé. Ça va? Passé composé est un temps de passé qui est utilisé pour les événements de passé qui ont commencé à un temps précis et qui a fini. That started at a particular point of time and finished. I talked to my mother. The action that you started at a particular point of time and then that action got finished, winded up. Ça va? So pour cette raison, on utilise le passé composé. Quelle est l'utilisation de l'imparfait? So, like passé composé is basically used for the action that took place in a precise moment of past, or it is used for a limited duration. The action that occurred for a limited duration. Okay? Imperfect is normally used for the situation in the past, obviously, but it is used to describe the events in the past. I was talking to my mother when my brother came and snatched my book. So you are talking about a past description. For that purpose, we use imperfect. Alors, c'est utilisé pour une description au passé. De plus, il est utilisé pour une habitude dans le passé. Ce que vous faisiez comme une habitude dans le passé. Like, during my college days, I used to visit my friends very often. So something that used to happen habitually on a regular basis in your past. For that purpose, we use imperfect. Ça va?
Ça va, ma'am.
This is used for the past description. This is used for basically the past, let's say, continuous past tense. I was talking, I was jogging, I was dancing, they were drinking, we were enjoying. So basically the past continuous thing. OK? Une description au passé. De plus, c'est utilisé pour les actions qui se déroulaient dans le passé comme une habitude. For the actions that used to take place in the past as a habit. Ça va?
Ça va, ma'am.
So I used to do this, I used to do that, or I was talking, I was walking, I was dancing. So imperfect is used to express habitual, repeated actions or to describe an emotional or physical state in the past. It can also be used to describe a situation interrupted by a precise action. Usually the time of imperfect action or condition is vague or implied. So We'll explain you the structure in a while. First of all, it's important to understand the certain words where you are supposed to, certain words of past where you're supposed to use imperfect. The temps on temps, from time to time. From time to time, I used to give medicines to my mother. The temps on temps.
I read this word on that book also.
The temps, okay.
Yeah.
Fréquemment, frequently. Souvent, often. Toujours, always. I always used to eat burgers on Sundays. Toujours. Tous les jours, every day. Tous les mois, every month. Tous les semaines, every week. So if you want to say every morning, every night, every evening, so for that everything, we use le matin, means in the morning or every morning. Le soir, in the evening or every evening. La nuit, at night or every night. Ça va? So you have to put le before matin, soir or nuit if you want to add every before it. If you don't want to add every before it, then better to use du. Du matin, then du soir, de la nuit. Because nuit is a feminine word.
Okay.
For every, it is le or la. Then same is the case with days. Every Monday, every Tuesday, every Sunday. So it's like, or on Mondays, on Sundays, on Tuesdays. So le lundi, le mardi, le mercredi, le jeudi, le vendredi, le samedi, le dimanche. So le is used. And even if you're mentioning date somewhere, so you have to use le before it. Est-ce que tu as compris ce que je dis?
Oui, ma'am.
D'accord. Deuxième utilisation, dans quelle situation, dans quel état on peut utiliser le temps imparfait. States of being can be described in imperfect. So basically, location. Like, I used to, when, for example, right now you are staying in maybe Noida or Delhi, but let's say few years back, you were staying in Mumbai. So you would say, I used to live in Mumbai, right? So in that form, we can talk about imperfect. Age. When you're talking about past age, she was. Because you already know that in age, we use avoir verb, right? Even if you want to say was. For ismr, we use être na. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, I am, you are, he is, she is. But for age particularly, we use avoir. He is 6 years old. Il a 6 ans. So we conjugate avoir verb in present form. But let's say we want to talk about age in the past state. So the past form for avoir, it's like, it will be this. I will tell you, we will do the conjugation, then you will understand. But remember, if you want to talk about somebody's age in the past form, then you will conjugate avoir verb in past form, in imperfect form. Okay?
Okay.
We will learn how to conjugate imperfect. Then appearance. For like, if you are talking about somebody's appearance, then again, in that case, you will use imperfect. Okay? She was beautiful or she used to be beautiful. Physical condition. Like, we were tired. So any physical condition, any emotional state. I was sad, I was happy, I was disappointed. For that thing, you use imperfect. Then attitudes, like behaviors basically, or the moods. Okay? Like I wasn't having a wish to sleep. So basically your attitude towards different situations and circumstances. Then desires. When you have your past desires, I always wanted a white dog in my house, right? So always wanted, or I used to want. So in that term also we use empathy. Then for time, if you want to talk about past time, then you will relate it to empathy. And then weather. Okay. So how to tell about weather in present form? Like if you want to say it is hot, how would you say that? Kamo chivadiya. It is hot. Il fait chaud. Show. Let me explain you. Chalo, let's first of all do the C point, then I will talk about weathers, describing them in, okay? Verbs that describe, now here we can also use empathy, verbs that describe mental or emotional states of being in the past. So basically the verbs that we can use. Obviously we can use other verbs also, but basically these are the verbs that normally describe about the mental and emotional state of a person. So like aimer, to like, avoir envie de, to have wish of, vouloir, to want, croire, to believe, penser, to think, désirer, desire, préférer, to prefer, savoir, to know, pouvoir, to be able to. Okay. So basically these are the words that can be used to talk about somebody's mental or emotional state. Now, before doing the conjugation, let's talk about weather in French. Le temps. Ça va? So, il y a 5 saisons. Il y a 5 saisons en Inde. L'été. Summer. L'hiver. Winter. L'automne. Autumn. Le printemps. Spring. Ouvrez votre portable ou votre ordinateur avec les livres. Il faut les lire. Ça va? Il faut lire les livres. Il ne faut pas décorer. Il ne faut pas faire de la décoration. Il faut lire. Now let's understand. Comment est le temps en été? How is the weather? Il fait chaud. Il fait chaud. Il fait du soleil. So il fait chaud. Il fait du soleil. Ça va? L'hiver. So we normally use fair verb with il pronoun when you want to talk about seasons. Okay? Ooh. Il fait froid. Il neige. L'automne, il fait du vent. Les feuilles tombent. Which you call when leaves fall from the trees.
Yeah.
Les feuilles tombent. Le printemps, il fait beau. Le mousson, il pleut. Il fait de la pluie. So, ils ont les saisons, d'accord? Et ils ont les expressions, ils ont les situations dans dans chaque saison. Est-ce que tu as compris?
J'ai compris.
D'accord. Alors, quel temps fait-il? C'est une question de poser de temps. Ça va? Et dis-moi, quel temps fait-il, Dimple?
Il fait chaud.
Il fait chaud.
Chaud. Il fait chaud.
D'accord, très bien. So when you have to talk about weather in the past form, we will use imperfect. Got it?
Female.
D'accord. Now for the conjugation of imperfect, these steps apply for all the verbs in imperfect except the être verb.
Okay.
Okay. So the chart for être verb will be at the bottom of the page. So take out the new form of the verb. Any verb you want to change to imparfait, vous allez prendre the partie associée avec nous. Okay? So take out the new form of the verb, drop the ONS and add the imparfait ending. And imparfait endings are AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IAZ, AIENT. These are the imperfect endings. For example, we have a verb parler. So if I want to use this verb parler, ça va dire quoi en anglais? Parler, ça va dire quoi?
Speak.
Ça va dire quoi? No, ça va dire quoi? What is the meaning?
Dire quoi or
Ça veut dire quoi means what is the meaning?
to speak.
Oui, d'accord. So what you are going to do? First of all, let me write the present form, then you will understand. Like it's been told, you have to drop out the ONS from new form because forget about every, forget about the conjugation with other subject pronouns, okay? For empathy, focus on the conjugated part with nu, present conjugation. Kick out ONS from that and instead add the empathy endings, which are AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. So it's like remove ONS with je, AIS with you, AIS with il, AIT, nu, IONS, vous, IEZ, il, AIENT. Which means I used to speak or I was speaking, you used to speak, you were speaking. Ça va?
Ça va, ma'am.
This is how we form imparfait. For the verbs like vouloir, which means to want. So imperfect conjugation is like this. Je voulais, tu voulais, il voulait, nous voulions, vous vouliez, il voulait. For the verbs like être, or it's not the verb like, actually, it's only être.
Yeah.
Because it is irregular. Être, j'étais. So in past form, it becomes I was. Because in present, it is I am, right?
Yeah.
The past form of ASMR is was and were, obviously. So, j'étais, I was, tu étais, you were, il était, he was, elle était, she was, nous étions, we were, you were, they were. Est-ce que tu as bien compris?
J'ai compris.
D'accord. So remember with GER verbs and CER verbs that you have to keep the GE and C in the new form. For example, we have a manger. When we are conjugating in present form, je mange. No. Here we will write EONS in present form, not ONS. Why? Because if we do not add E, so the pronunciation will become mongo. So just to keep the pronunciation alive as je, we will add E after it.
Okay.
When you're conjugating GER verb in present form. So in this case, remember, when they are conjugated with nu, you have to add E before ONS. Just to keep the je pronunciation alive.
Amen.
Okay? Otherwise, with other subject pronouns, it's same. Il mange. So this is the simple present form. Now let's come to imperfect form. So in this case, when you're working with GER verb and using the same verb for the imperfect purpose, then instead of ONS, you have to take EONS. Okay? So basically, not ONS only, but EONS. So that will be in the case of only, this way. See, for example, we have a manger. We have taken MANGEONS. So we will take, sorry, we will, no. We will kick out ONS only. We will drop out ONS only and we'll keep it till E. And after that, we will add our imperfect ending.
Okay.
Okay, like here in mangeons, we dropped out ONS and we took it till E and added our ending. So, je mangeais. If we have a verb nager, nager is to swim. So, it has come from nager only, nageons, because it is also GER. So, imperfect form is NAGEAIS. Okay?
Okay.
So, in any case, you have to drop out ONS. If we have CER verb, let's say, commencer. So it's like, oh, je commence. Tu commences. Il commence. Nous. Now here, remember one thing. When you are working with CER verbs and that verb has been conjugated with nous, simple C will be changed to C with a cédille. Here, in nous form. Why? Because if we do not put this cédille, pronunciation will be commencons. So again, to keep the pronunciation alive, we have to put Sediya before underneath the main C. So this is something you have to keep in your mind. Okay, it goes only with nu in the present form. Any doubt?
No, madam.
D'accord.
Sir, ma'am.
So whenever you are working with CER verbs and you are conjugating them in present form, you will add symbol sediya with nu conjugation. Okay?
We,
And
madam.
when this thing is changed to Imperfect, obviously you have to drop out ONS.
Okay.
Can you hear my voice? Because
Yeah.
so ONS, drop out ONS and keep it till simple Sediya C. Take it till simple Sediya C, and after that we have to add avoir ending. Like je commençais, I used to start. Sava?
Sir, ma'am.
Okay. Now for the irregular impersonal verbs. I explained about impersonal verbs in the last semester also. The verbs with which we do not use any personal pronoun. Like if it is raining, we can't say I am raining. It is raining. Hana? So the verbs with which we do not use personal pronouns are impersonal verbs.
Okay.
So these are some impersonal verbs in the present form as well as in the imperfect form. Il faut, I was telling you, il faut manger quelque chose. When I was talking about your breakfast thing.
Breakfast. Yeah.
So il faut, it is necessary, changes to il fallait. So this is something you have to learn. Il faut changes to il fallait for imparfait. Il pleut changes to il pleuvait. Okay. Il vaut changes to il valait.
D'accord, ma'am.
Sava? These are some impersonal verbs. And if you want to say I had, so for have we use avoir verb, right?
We, madam. Yeah.
So it's present. I won't be writing the present form. So for past, it's going to be j'avais, tu avais, and this tense is normally used for like for stories also. If you read any book na, so most of the times the tenses that are used are imperfect. Normally in kids story book or any other novels also. So this tense is used because in stories we describe the things, we describe certain events.
Yeah. Okay.
Il avait, nous avions, vous aviez, il, elle, avait. Okay, because present form with nous, present form of avoir with nous is nous avons. So drop out ONS and add AIS, AIS, AIT, imperfect. Tout est clair?
Claire, madam.
Oui, madame, tout est clair.
Oui, madame.